In this video, we will be looking at if statements. Sometimes your programming will require a script to make a logical choice of some kind. An if statement works like our conditional logic within Designer's trigger view, except it offers you more flexibility and functionality. In short, an if statement tests a condition, and if the condition is satisfied, it then executes its then part or else part accordingly. To begin, first create a trigger. For ease of use, I'm going to use a soft trigger. Then, we're going to want to attach a run script action to this trigger. Once the script is open, enter the following keyword. Keywords all have their own functionality, but effectively, keywords are special words that control the flow of a script. There are many keywords within Lua, each with its own significance, but in this case, an if keyword tells the script we want to execute an if statement. Keywords definitions can be found at the following link. Now we need to define a condition. It's important to remember that this condition must be satisfied in order for the code within the if statement to execute. For this example, I will check to see if timeline 1 is outputting, also sometimes referred to as being on stage. To do this, we can use the following function to return a Boolean type value from our API. This will then return a value which changes from true to false if timeline 1 is on stage or not. If the timeline is on stage, the value returned will be set to true. If the timeline is not on stage, it will be returned as false. We now need to check the value returned by the condition. To do this, we're going to use two equal signs followed by another keyword, true. You should now see that the script editor also highlights these keywords to aid readability. The two equal signs that are used within the statement are called a relational operator. This relational operator checks to see if something is equal to. So in this example, we are returning the status of the timeline as either true or false, and then checking to see if the status matches our required outcome. Other examples of relational operators are as follows. The following table shows all the relational operators supported by the Lua language. Just assume that variable A holds the value of 10 and variable B holds the value of 20. Any of these relational operators can be used within a condition, but it's important to remember that the choice of operator will affect how the condition is checked. When your condition is complete, the end of the line then ends with the keyword then. This tells Lua that our conditional statement is complete. Now you can enter the next part of your code, which will be executed should the if statement's condition be satisfied. With this in mind, we could create a basic script to write a log message if timeline 1 is on stage. This will look something like this. It's important to remember that only the code inside the if statement will execute should the condition be satisfied. The last keyword, end, simply tells the script that the if statement should end at this point. It's also important to remember that regardless of the if statement's outcome, any further code beyond this point will always execute. I'm now going to set up two further soft triggers, one to start a timeline that holds an end, and the other to release the same timeline. We should now see that when the timeline is running, the log message appears when the script is executed from our first soft trigger. If the timeline is released though, the condition will not be satisfied as the timeline is no longer on stage. It's because of this, if we run the same script again, we no longer see the log message. You can also chain multiple conditions together using two other keywords, and or. These two keywords imply the following. If the and statement is used, then the first and the second condition must be satisfied. If the or keyword is used, then either the first or the second condition must be satisfied. We can also expand on an if statement using other keywords such as else if and else. Both are optional, but they allow your code to make further logical choices. Else if acts as a further conditional statement to the original if statement, for instance. It is important to remember that an if statement will always run from top to bottom. Also, if the first conditional statement is satisfied, the second option will not be checked. In this example, the second log message will only appear if timeline 1 is not on stage, but timeline 2 is. Finally, we come to the last statement keyword, else. This keyword does not check a condition. Instead, if any of the conditional statements above are not satisfied, this keyword will allow any of the lines of code inside the else statement to execute. Now let's create an example to put this into practice. We can go back to our previous example in the last tutorial where we're starting certain timelines based on one of the 8 inputs. In this example, we have 2 sets of timelines. Our inputs can start any one of those timelines within those sets. However, if timeline 1 is running, then we want to pick a timeline from the first set. And if timeline 1 is not running, we want to pick a timeline number from the second set. To do this, I'm going to use the following example. It's worth noting that whilst the first example is correct, I could have also written this in a different way. It's important to remember that there are multiple ways to write a script. But on a separate note, this could have been done with the normal Pharos triggering system too. It would have required 16 triggers, but it's still possible. But I think this gives you an idea as to how powerful scripting can be.